お、来たね。それで今日はどこに行くんだい？仕事があるのにあえてそれをサボるとは気に入った。
何かご用ですか？あ、
に何か用？はい何？
お姉さんに頼み事。お姉さんがいれば大丈夫。すぐ終わらせましょう。
説に任せろ。
回避成功。反抗に転じます。気を緩めずにいきますよ。甘い。
いい加減休んで
いい調子です。ここ。はっ。甘い。回避成功。反 反抗に転じます。
見えた。
社長、よし行くぞ。それ、あとは頼む。お任せください。感謝です。
当たれ。
それ、
奥義雲帝狂来。
ここ。
説に任せろ。一戦。
ぬるい。気を緩めずに行きますよ。終わりですね。時間は無駄にしなくて済み
How you
そう
doing, man? See, is my mic on? Yeah, it's on. I haven't streamed in a day. Streamed from home in a day.
Hmm. すぐ終わらせましょう。
対象は切なるがごとしってね。
Might get that Turtles game tomorrow, but
稽古にもならん。
marketing for it has been really bad. Shown like there's like no unedited decent gameplay of that game at all.
一気に
It's $40, so
いい調子です。てやはっぬるい。
I'm not sure if I want to take the plunge.
感謝です。
I got the money for it,
回避成功。
but also like East 10 is in like a week, so bad timing.
社長、よし
I'll
行く
think
ぞ。
about it.
それ。
Hopefully somebody who's
お任せください。
decent at action games will
蹴
cover
りを
it.
つけよう。
勝利です。
There's like
このまま
the
次の仕事に取り
two
掛
and
か
a
りま
half
しょう。
Turtles games coming out this next month. They got the Shredder's Revenge DLC characters, and then we got Splintered Fate is in like what, like 3 weeks,
すぐ終わらせましょう。
and then the
避けきれます。
the open world beat 'em up one is on
気
the
を緩め
18th.
ずに行きますよ。
I already played the Turtles, the roguelike one. I know I'll buy that on
まとめ
PC.
てかかってきてください。
That game is pretty underrated. It's a good roguelike.
避けきれま
Really
す。
enjoyed it.
ここ。
Just kind of stopped playing because they announced the PC version. I don't really think a lot of the roguelike channels even covered the Turtles game, the Splintered Fate. Seemed like it. Yeah, asking if there was another one is part of the problem.
雲帝狂来。
社長、よし行
Maybe
くぞ。
they should market
それ。
a game that's coming out in
お
2
任せ
days,
ください。
1 day.
気を緩めずに行きますよ。
Might want to actually market your product.
勝利です。このまま
People
次の
can't
仕事
buy
に
it if they
取り
don't know
掛か
it
りましょう。
exists.
「想定外の戦闘ですね。リスケしないと。
仕方ないな。
回避成功。
対抗は切なるがごとしってね。見えた。遊んでやろう。
反抗に転じます。ぬるい。
一戦。見えていけるか。
甘い。
I hope they'll market this
蹴
game
りをつ つけよう。
Now that they have a PC port, that was the main reason I stopped
よく
playing.
切れますか
対抗は切なるがごとしってね。
一気に叩き込みます。
見えた。
回避成功。いい調子です。隙だらけですよ。これを食らいなさい。ミス繰り返しません。ここはっぬるいワッツーミス繰り返しません。私の技受け切れるかしら。回避成功。ワッツーワッツーそれそろそろ終わりにしましょう。一気に叩き込みます。ワッツー隙だらけですよ。これを食らいな
There's
さい。
nothing to look for. All they have is a trailer. It's like heavily edited. You can't even see the gameplay loop. Pretty crap marketing. It's just how things are now. They don't want to show you the product. They want you to watch a movie. Like, just show me the game, man. How hard is it? Just show me the game. Especially when it's $40.
また厄介者か。
I'm not paying $40 for something like completely random.
おとなしく地に帰りなさい
A lot of money.
叩き込む。甘い。これはどう
ルラン召喚
だ。なめた。甘い。砕けろ。これはどうだ。砕けろ。甘い。砕けろ。これはどうだ。これ以上時間を割くつもりはない。
いい判断だね
いい
正義の炎は決して消えない
いい叩き込む。食らえ。
もう行くよ私の全力だはいよろしくまだまだ
生産の時だ。はあ。食らえ。
無理しちゃダメ助けるからなし
What's up, LV? Yeah, we got a good PC port for this. Fucking finally. It only took like 2 years. This game is solid, but man, I just can't put a lot into a game that has no PC port.
何かご用ですか。
Emulator was trash for this game. I mean, it was playable, but always felt like, you know, why play this over PGR when
あ
PGR has a PC version. This doesn't. It's a hard sell. I don't even think the content creators even play this game anymore. It's kind of sad, because it's a good game. I would rather play this than Zenless Zone Zero. And I can tell you why. The reason for that is because this game has fair monetization. This game has fair monetization. None of this 50-50 pity and then like no packages or anything, no bundles. The cash shop in this game is like PGR. It's like, if you want to spend money on the game, you get your money's worth. I've gotten tired of the whole 50-50 pity and shit rates, and then, you know, you can't even, like, just spend like 50 bucks and get something. I'm getting tired of that, honestly. That's why I didn't stick with Zenless Zone Zero. That game was okay. I don't know, I just didn't care for it that much. Too much fluff in that game.
なるほど。これが先達の戦い方か。
That's why I stopped playing Peak of Combat. I stopped playing that game because of the no PC port. So they got an official emulator for it. I'm like, just make a PC port. Like, the game is made in Unity. Like, how hard can it be? If I could play that on Steam Deck with like a locked 60 FPS like this in PGR, I would still play that game. But and you don't give me a PC port, I'm like a lot less likely to stick around. The emulators are fine for like, you know, Honkai Star Rail, Clash of Clans, all those like non-action games, but for stuff like this, it's awful. It's legit terrible. Like, I need an actual PC port, otherwise I'm not gonna stick around. I haven't really kept tabs with Peak of Combat. I haven't really been looking at it. Just know they don't have a PC port, so that's all that really matters. I need that above all else. I haven't really even been playing PGR. I've been taking a break from it. When I get paid, I'll probably spend like a AAA game's worth on it and make up everything I didn't play.
これはどう砕けろなめ砕けろこれ以上時間を割くつもりはない隙あり見えたはっ見えたせい食らえ
そこだもう待ちきれないよ
隙あり見えた
行くよ私の全力だ見えた
こいつを使うのは少々し生産の時だはっはっ全て想定通りこれはどうだ
捕まえた
砕けろ砕けろなめた殲滅食らえ隙あり
美強闘差怪人絶対戦
これ以上時間を割くつこいつを使うのは少々尺だ
そこだ
生産の時だはっ
見えた
隙あり
まだまだこれからだよ
はっ見えた
もう待ちきれないよはっ豪華転写
はっ砕けここで終わるわけには
The gameplay is serviceable. Gameplay is serviceable, it's not great. There's too much extra stuff in that game, like having to walk around the town and like the TV thing, I didn't really like that either. Well, the thing about their games is you like have to spend money pretty much. Like they're trash to play if you don't spend money. You also like can't get every character because they're too stingy. Like the battle pass in the monthly card is like not enough. The rates are trash and it's also 50-50 pity, so you basically have to watch a bunch of videos and watch the channels, people that put up stuff for the game and see which ones you like, and you gotta pay attention to the leaks and stuff, and that's just too much homework, man. PGR and Aethergazer is just like, spend a little bit of money or like buy the monthly pass and the battle pass, and you just get every character, which is so much better. And then they also have like affordable bundles that are like $50 or less that basically just guarantee that you'll get the character. The rates are also better too. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. I mean, if you're in it for the story and like I like the aesthetics of Zenless Zone Zero. I just don't like the gameplay, and it's a MiHoYo game, so it's gonna be like mega scummy with you know, the monetizations. But like the whole urban setting where it's kind of like Singapore or like, you know, Beijing or something, but then it also has like Western urban stuff to it. Like the world is really cool. I think it really sets itself apart from endless post-apocalyptic anime worlds and stuff. Like that's like the number one thing that gacha games are set in, like some kind of post-apocalyptic anime world, which is pretty much what PGR is. Like grimdark, the lore of PGR is like grimdark. It's like post-apocalyptic. It's cool how you're not really fighting like cosmic threats and stuff like that. Problem with that is it makes it like really hard to like keep the story going, which is like the problem that DFO has. DFO, they've been fighting like cosmic level deities for like 20 years, and it's just kind of getting to the point that Dragon Ball is getting to. It's like, how many times can you escalate that? The fact that it's like it's not super high stakes, the Zenless Zone Zero's world, is actually kind of cool. It makes more sense for people to be like living normally, even though there's like monsters and stuff running around, because that's like thing that bothers me. Like this game, like how do people even function in Diablo 4? Like you literally walk out of town. You walk out of town and there's like werewolves and demons and stuff like right outside. Like, that's the thing about these service games that have like post-apocalyptic settings. It's just like, it doesn't seem sustainable to like actually live in the world, and it makes me care even less about the story, because you have to suspend all disbelief. It's like they don't have any kind of protection or anything. There's like nobody actively like protecting them or anything. It's just like you immediately walk like a block outside, and there's just like legions of demons and stuff. Like, their society should not function. So, I like that about Zenless Zone Zero. The fact that the threats are not, like, world-ending is actually kind of interesting, because it means that people could, like, actually live there. The city also feels like living and breathing as well, which in, like, most games doesn't really happen. Most games, like, the towns are so small that, like, people couldn't actually live there. But, yeah. The music in Zenless Zone Zero is great, too. Some of the character designs are cool. They definitely do have a lot of, Moe Blob bait, though, for sure. But there are some cool character designs. All the male character designs are really cool. I just didn't care much for the combat. It's kind of the main thing for me. That and the monetization being so predatory made me not really want to stick around. It's never properly explained in any game, Fuma. It's never properly explained. That's why it's weird that people care so much about the story. I'm already like checked out of a story if it's a gacha game, because I know it will never end. That's my thing about gacha games. It's like the worst kind of game to play if you're invested in like story. You're better off just playing an RPG, you know, and then you're not getting completely ruined by microtransactions that way either. cough up 50 to 70 bucks for an RPG and you actually get a complete story, not one that may or may not finish in 10 years. That's never been an attraction to me. I just want good gameplay and fair monetization. If the game doesn't have that, I'm just not going to stick around. It's that simple. Like they got this going on. Got literal snakes and stuff right outside. like giant venomous snakes a block away. They got big bullman and stuff. Like, how do they function? I hope Zenless Zone Zero will encourage more like non-post-apocalyptic service games. It's a little bit more believable. Immediately a block away, like, the distance to the gas station, there's just, like, chaos outside. How do they eat? How do they, like, travel?
That's not gonna work.
I think it was interesting how in Tales of Vesperia they actually had like an in-game explanation for that, which was that they had Barrier Blastia, which are basically like really big shields that would prevent the monsters from coming in. And then people also used the Blastia to fight, so it felt more realistic that like people could actually live in that world. The world of Vesperia is nowhere near as bad as Diablo 4, but there's still like crazy monsters and shit like right outside.
Needs time to
The writers actually thought of that. Like, yeah, there's a shield that's actually protecting them, and then they use the Blastia to fight.
It needs time to recharge.
It's the same thing with Resident Evil. Resident Evil is well past that point of defying all reason too. They've had like 12 zombie outbreaks at this point. Like, society would just be completely cooked. You can't just have like 12 zombie outbreaks, especially when like the later ones are like werewolves and like they run and stuff. They're not like the standard slow lumbering zombies. They just run at you. Like, you've had like 12 of those in the past 25 years. Like, society just would not function. Resident Evil desperately needs a reboot. I find it actually crazy that they all like have the same continuity. Makes it so much harder to take it seriously. They have a new outbreak like every 2 years. Like, come on, man. There would be no normal people left. Diablo is definitely getting up there as well, but it's not as bad as Resident Evil. Resident Evil is just completely ridiculous at this point. Non-stop, like, monsters and giant spiders and snakes and werewolves and shit. And running zombies since, like, 1996. It's just no way, man. They really need to do a reboot. Give themselves another 30 years to have more zombie outbreaks and have it not be completely unbelievable.
I need more time.
I think the scope of this game, Fuma, just makes it worse because you travel like 2 seconds on your horse and there's just like armies of demons and shit like 2 blocks away from civilization. It just makes it really hard for me to care. Like, I know it's a game, but it's the same problem with Resident Evil. It's like, dude, they've had running zombies and literal giant mutant guts monsters and stuff everywhere. Like, how would you, like, have a normal society? It's like if I, I live about 5-6 blocks away from a grocery store. There's a bunch of restaurants. There's a gas station. It's just like that walking distance. Like there's like 50 goblins and demon lords and shit outside. Like just you wouldn't be able to function at all. I had this problem with Skies of Arcadia because the ending of that game is, I barely remember the plot, but like you basically save the world and you fight like a big ass ship and stuff. You like explore the entire world and then the characters say that they want to explore the world more. I'm like, what is there left to explore? We literally saw everything, like, and I was like, what, like 15 when that game came out, and even then I questioned it, like, it doesn't make sense. You already explored everything, like, there's nothing left to explore.
How can I help?
Like, they do not have the normal experience, the tourist experience of, like, going to another country. They've already, like, solved that. There's nothing left to explore. Like, we're gonna explore the world. I'm like, what's left? Find one of the various cities you saved from world-ending horrors and then just settle down. Like, you're just gonna go to the same places again? Really weird ending. Yeah, and the town is like completely happy. They're like completely normal. They don't seem to care. It's always really weird. I guess that's part of why people like open world games, because they can actually make the world feel like an actual livable place. Like Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto, like it does feel like you could actually live there. Assassin's Creed and Grand Theft Auto, they do that very well. Most RPGs don't. They gaslight you into thinking they do, but I always get stuck on the fact that the towns are so small, and that like it's nowhere near enough space to hold like the amount of people that the game wants you to think live there. I like that stuff like Tales don't have big expansive open worlds, but like RPG towns for the most part are very unrealistic. They could maybe home like maybe a couple hundred people tops. It's like a big city, but you can traverse through it in like a minute of jogging. Like, that's not realistic, right? If I did that here, I would basically go through the living spaces of like maybe 50 to 100 people. That's about as big as most RPG towns are. It's completely unrealistic. DFO's story stopped being interesting when it just kept going on. It definitely has the shonen anime problem of just going on way longer than they thought, so they're out of ideas. So their idea of a continuing story is just there's another guy that's stronger than the last guy, and you need to go grind to kill him, and then you repeat that. DNF's 20th anniversary is in a few months. The game's been out for 20 years almost. It's about as old as this channel. This channel and DNF are about the same age, actually. You just think about, like, how DNF predates, like, every gacha game. It's like one of the first, like, majorly successful long-running free-to-play games that also predates every gacha that's ever been made. And despite having so many competitors, most of them just don't even come close. I think the competitors have a lot of better things about them, but they definitely don't have the player base. And a lot of them shut down. I liked Closers, but it got too oriented around needing parties, and there just wasn't anyone playing. It's one of those games where, like, the only people that are playing are the whales. And the whales are probably spending, like, thousands of dollars on the game still, so it stays up, but, like, if you're not doing that, you're not playing, like, every day, and you're not spending a decent amount of money on it, it's just, like, not enjoyable. That's kind of what I'm not liking about this expansion, is, it's too oriented around parties, and there's not enough people playing. Not that there's not enough people playing, I was thinking of DFO. It's just that there's, like, too many difficulties and stuff, and everybody is, everybody's separated between difficulties and locations and all the activities and stuff. I've never read the DFO story. I always skipped it. I always skipped it. I know better than to get attached to a service game story. I've seen how badly that can end. Tales of Crestoria. What a train wreck that was. The whole, like, focus of the game... The whole focus of the game was the story. The gameplay was, like, nothing. It was just another generic turn-based gacha with a tail skin. But then, like, they didn't finish the story. They didn't even finish it. It ends on a major cliffhanger, and then, like, right after that, they announced that the game was going to shut down. And I'm like, yeah, see, that's why I don't, that's why I don't pay attention to... I don't pay attention to the story in service games. If I stick around, it's for the gameplay. I know better. That game is, like, the funniest example, though, because it's, like, so clear that they, like, wanted to continue, but it wasn't making enough money, so they pulled the plug. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't finish the damn story, and then they did a manga. They did a manga, and, like, no one is buying the manga, so the guy is, like, basically begging people to read it. I'm like, yeah. If the manga is just going to be the same thing and, like, not have a meaningful conclusion, then why would anyone want to read that either? The thing about actually spending money for a video game is that you actually get a conclusion to the story. Whether it's good or bad, at least it ends, right? At least there's an ending. You get invested into a service game story, it's basically just wasting your time. There's very few that actually end. That's why any gacha game or service game I play, I push start and skip. Not even worth giving it a chance.
Impressive, unfortunately.
The other outcome is it's like DFO and, like, it doesn't shut down, but the story's still been going for like 20 years. It's like, do you really care?
I don't have enough energy.
It's the same problem with Kingdom Hearts. Story went on for like 20 years. They didn't really even end it either in Kingdom Hearts 3, they just made room for more sequels. You don't even get the satisfaction of an ending. Yeah, we're just gonna give you more questions so you go on Reddit and debate about it until the next game comes out. Nah, man, I'm not reading or watching that shit. There is a manga for the story, but no one's reading it. The guy has been on Twitter, like, begging people to read it. It's clearly not working. Nothing burger story that has no conclusion. The fate of almost every service game. Yeah, like, Yuri, like, turns evil or something at the end of the story, and then it just immediately ended after. Like, no conclusion, no satisfaction. It's like, oh, well, guys didn't buy enough loot boxes, so we're not gonna finish the story. Thanks for the money. Quite literally what they did. The guys didn't gamble enough, so we're not gonna finish the story. You guys had gone homeless and got divorced from your wives for playing this game by spending too much money on it, then maybe we would have finished the story. It's all your fault. Tales of Luminaria was funny too, because it, like, they announced that that game was going to have, like, AAA American voice acting, which is, like, not uncommon for, gacha games these days. A lot of gacha games have, like, really good English voice acting, but they were getting, like, Christopher Sabat and, like, you know, big, like, Dragon Ball voice actors and stuff. And they said that they were gonna fully dub the game and there was gonna be, like, an anime and stuff. I'm like, dude, this game's not even gonna last a year, man! Like, why don't you see if people actually care about it first before you you overpromise like this? And the game was only up for like 7 months. I'm not making this up. It didn't even make it a year. It shut down in like 7 months. No one was playing it. It also was like Tales only in name as well. It had no Tales characters or even like just standard things you would expect from a Tales game. Like none of that was in it at all. They did look like Tales characters, but it had nothing to do with Tales. Like everything from the combat to like having none of the characters or anything. Lasted 7 months. 7-month lifespan. That game had a lot of story too. Same thing. Didn't finish. Guys didn't open your wallets enough, so we're peacing out. You gotta go homeless and get divorced over this game, otherwise you're not gonna continue the story. Wife throws you out because you spent $2 grand on this character. Yeah, everybody's gotta do that, or we're just gonna peace out. We're gonna rage quit on finishing this story. 2 Tales gacha games have done that now. Within about a year's time as well. That's what makes it worse. Very little time between Crestoria shutting down and then Luminaria launching and then dying. If you're ever gonna play a game like this, just skip the cutscenes. Do yourself a favor. You might stop playing the game eventually because you're just bored of it or you don't have time anymore, but at least you won't, like, wonder what's gonna happen in the story, because the chance of getting a meaningful conclusion is slim to none. I think that's what's funny about this, is they did add more story, but like everybody hates it. I'm like, yeah, that's why I skipped that shit, man. I play this because it's a Musou game that I can just like podcast and watch, or watch a stream, or just listen to music. I'm not in it for the story, man. Already established the story makes no sense. Because the distance of, like, walking to your car or getting out of your apartment complex, there's, like, 50 demons right outside.
I need more energy.
Mega Man X Dive did have an ending. I was actually genuinely shocked. I didn't care about the story, but the fact that it had an ending at all was unprecedented. It's very rare for that to happen. Most of the time it's just reading a bunch of text for nothing.
I don't have enough energy.
Actually, PGR, what did they do in the story recently? I think one of the main characters died, and I guess the Chinese community is complaining about it. I'm like, dude, the story's not gonna finish, man. It's not gonna finish. Like, you know how long I've been playing that game? I've been playing that game for years. I never watched a single cutscene. They're probably gonna backpedal, probably gonna undo the character's death or something. Because they always bend over to complaints. They did that with Wuthering Waves as well. It made everybody love the protagonist, the player character, frame one. It's also the thing that's always really repetitive in gacha stories is everybody just loves your main guy, frame one. Basically just play gacha game at all, everybody just loves you instantly. Yeah, I skipped that shit. I'm here for the gameplay. PGR's got banger soundtrack and good combat. That's all I care about. I couldn't care less about the story. I'm not gonna watch all those visual novel cutscenes and then have them say, oh well, sorry. Sorry, we're not gonna finish it. At least the soundtrack's on Spotify. There you go. That's the best part of the game anyway. Music. Music in PGR is incredible. Story is just a vehicle for more banger soundtracks and sick combat, as far as I'm concerned. Rest doesn't matter. Well, the problem with Ys is just that they keep jumping around the timeline. It makes it really hard to care about the story in these games. I mean, it always took a backseat to the gameplay. That's nothing new. The problem is just that they keep jumping back and forth with it. Like, this one's supposed to take place after, like, Ys 2, so he's like 17 or 18. The latest one in the timeline is 9. It's just weird to, like, establish that, like, at some point he goes to the North Pole when he's in his 60s and disappears, and, like, don't say that he dies, but he disappears. Then, like, they're never gonna actually make that conclusion, so it's not much better than a gacha game, really. Of all these love interests that just never get mentioned or seen or heard from again, and then, like, already, like, establishing an ending for the character, but then, like, at the rate that they're going, it's never going to happen. Like, we'll never get that conclusion, not in our lifetime. At the rate they're going, it's just not gonna happen. No way. I really think part of it is they're scared to age him up. They've, like, written themselves into a corner. They don't want to age him up. They always want him to be a Bishonen. I'm like, that's not really much of an excuse, because there's plenty of characters that are, like, 40 in Japanese stuff that still look like Bishonens. They still look like twinks. I don't know, I skip all the cutscenes in these. I don't really care, but there's some kind of resolution to that in Ys 10, but it's very vague and just leaves you with more questions than answers. It's not much better than Kingdom Hearts.
I need more energy.
Well, Durin is just Dogi. He's just the clone of Dogi. They even look like exactly the same. It's just at that point, just let me play as Dogi, man. Like, do they have some kind of vendetta against him? Like, why can't I just play as Dogi? It's interesting everybody's saying that with Karja too. Everybody hates her. I'm like, yeah, you know, the whole introducing these girls that fall in love with him, and then there's just never any kind of resolution, because that would mean that, you know, he would have to settle down and there couldn't be any more games. It's getting old. Like, can I just play as Dogi? Dogi's like one of the only characters that sticks around that you can actually build a meaningful connection to. But they don't let you play as him. He's been stuck as an NPC for several games now. I don't get it, man. You could easily just have an NPC fill the role of the love interest that disappears, so there's no meaningful relationship or anything. It's just another character for people to get obsessed over. It's getting old, man. Good thing Ys has never really been about plot anyway. You shouldn't really play an Ys game for the story. You should be in it for the gameplay, and if you like the story, it's a bonus, but it's definitely not what you should play it for. I think it's just them taking the piss and fucking with their fan base. We know you want Dogi. We're gonna give you, great value, Dogi. We're gonna give you great value, Dogi. He fights the same way. He has the same body build. He has the same hair color. The hairstyle is different. Exact same hair color. His build, you know, being a big guy is like identical. But he has like zero of the character of Dogi because he's just another throwaway party member that won't stick around for more than one game, so...
I need more time.
I think the interesting thing about East 10 is that the boat doesn't sink, but they add those shitty boat mechanics. It really makes you wish that Adol would just sink the boat and just start teleporting places. The boat is the worst part of that game, by far. It's like the one time you want them to like not do that trope again, they don't do it. Like, just sink the boat, man.
I need more time.
The ship needs to be wrecked just because he's on it. But like, nope, you gotta deal with that discount Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I had so much fun running around in that game. And now you gotta mess around on this boat. Hard pass. Hopefully when you level up the boat speed, it's less painful. They make you fight on the boat, too.
Impressive, unfortunately.
Probably more enjoyable on New Game Plus when the ship is maxed out. Probably get through those parts really quick.
Don't have enough energy.
No walls will hide you.
Need more time.
Slowly, sinful one, be born anew.
Don't have enough
The
energy.
kingdom of light, made in his image. He will brook no flaw in our hearts. Hagen's light shine upon you. May all feel the flame in me.
I need more energy.
Akarat, bless you, child.
Alright, I guess this guy ghosted me. Guy filled up. Alright, typical. Let's see, do I have any left? Nah, I burnt through them all. Alright. Well, see if I can get some people to run these. Let's see if 4 of these. 3 of this one. Alright. Otherwise, I think it's time to switch games. I think a lot of people are waiting for the patch. The patch is gonna like gut. Patch is gonna gut the Spiritborn anyway, so. Aethergazer and East 10. Aethergazer got a PC port like 2 days ago. It's actually really good. Runs pretty good on Steam Deck as well, so very good news. I like that game, but I just don't like playing on emulator. Emulators are pretty crap for action gotchas. Anything that requires dexterity and timing. Low-key ass on emulator. It's having problems with constant stuttering and stuff like that. Like the PC port just kind of works.
Welcome to my home away from home.
Just not gonna get any bites, huh? The East 10 PC port is great. Definitely an upgrade from the disaster Chinese version that was so bad that they stopped selling it for almost 7 months. So quite literal weeb trash Arkham Knight. I don't know what the hell this garbage lolly character is, but when are they gonna have a cool character?
お、来たね。
Not paying for no
それで
damn lolly,
今日
man.
は
Get
ど
that
こに
shit
行く
out
ん
of
だい
here. It's creepy. I can't stand that stuff. Mega triggering. They
何か
put
ご用
little
ですか？
characters like that in the game.
その選択に賛同しよう。
This guy is cool. I like his character design. Her design is really cool too. The spear.
任せろ。
Not this shit. Trash character design.
もしかして。
I wish I was playing when he was at it. His moveset's pretty cool. Usual gacha game, there's like barely any male characters. This guy looks the coolest, but he's an old man, so he probably sold like 10 copies. You know how this stuff works. It's an old man with gray hair and an eye patch and a beard. It's like the opposite of what people want in these kinds of games.
何
Let's
かご
see,
用
let's
で
try
す
to
か？
beat that,
何か用？
that hazard zone.
.これってあの伝説に聞く大祖の力？
想定外の戦闘ですね。リスケしないと。
で次はどいつ
ワッ
当たれ最高はセツナルがごとしってね。
一気に叩き込みます。
一戦
ワッツはっせやいい調子です。ワッツここ
見えた。
急いでるのでまとめてかかってきてください。
奥義運転狂来
ゲット完了。社長、よし行くぞ。それあとは頼む。お任せください。感謝です。甘いワッツぬるい一気に叩き込みます。ここ
これを待って
はっ
いい加減休みたいんだが
いい調子です。
蹴りをつけよう。
避けきれますか。社長、よし行くぞ。それあとは頼む。お任せください。感謝です。
当たれ
ゲット完了。
見えた。
ここ
最高は
甘いせやはっはっさっそれ我が輩たちの力を見せてやろうじゃないか。はっわっ
見えた。奥義運転狂来
ぬるい社長、よし行くぞ。それあとは頼む。お任せください。終わりですね。時間を無駄にしなくて済みそうです。すぐ終わらせましょう。気を緩めずに行きますよ。
最高はセツナルがごとしってね。
ここ
And like, no one plays this game, and I think like all the content creators abandoned it for Wuthering Waves.
勝利です。このまま次の仕事に取り掛かりま
There's
しょう。
like barely anybody making videos for this, which is a shame. It's a good game. Like I put up that Steam Deck video yesterday, and it got like no traction. It's not because my channel is smaller. It's just like no one really seems to care. The interesting thing is like Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero. The Steam Deck videos for those got so many views. Those games run terribly on Steam Deck, especially Zenless. Zenless is like barely playable. It memory leaks and constantly drops frames. It's not good.
すぐ終わらせましょう。
Like not even the Steam Deck channels are like covering this game. It works fine. Hardest thing was just getting the damn game to install because like their download server client was like really slow. Like it's painless, no problems at all. Runs fine. Definitely needs a little bit of optimization because it's like not really taxing the deck, but it still drops frames. But
終わりですね。時間を無駄にしなく
much
て
better
済みそうです
experience than Zenless. Like everybody was fiending for that game. Everybody's fiending for that game on Steam Deck. Like it's just not worth it, man. It's not. Runs like, completely unplayable. Oh, I didn't get any 5 stars, that's why. I guess we'll go back in.
.すぐ終わらせましょう。
説に任せろ。
避けきれますか？
I had to play Zenless Zone Zero at its launch on Steam Deck because, you know, my computer was in the shop for like over a month. Awful experience.
ここ。回避成功。
Not worth the hype at all.
いい調子です。
There's so many videos about that, man. I'm like, dude, you gotta play that game for more than 10 minutes to see. It's
こ
just
のまま
not worth
次の
it.
仕事に取り掛かりましょう。
It memory leaked so bad that it would crash the whole Steam Deck. I don't know if game crashing the entire machine, the entire computer, is something worth investing time into.
リスケしないと。
It's like the opposite. This does not do that. PGR does not do that.
秋を。
Video for how to get PGR to work on Steam Deck has like only a couple thousand views. Like that guy is a savior, man. Deserves the world for that. You know, go get Wuthering Waves to work on your Steam Deck at like 20 FPS.
このまま次の仕事に取り掛かりましょう。
It's very pleasantly surprised how well this runs on deck. It's way better than mobile. I only got one still, huh? Alright, gotta go back in.
.想定外の戦闘ですね。リスケしないと。回避成功。ゲット完了。
I love this weird obsession with the Steam Deck. Like, just trying to get it to run stuff it can't run.
一気に叩き込みます。
A lot of those channels are doing FF16 videos. I'm like, dude, that game taxes
勝利です。
an actual gaming PC, you know, big tower. Like, why are you trying to get it to run on Steam Deck? It's just so pointless, but I guess it gives clicks. I guess that's why they do it, but I don't know. I have stuff I buy, like FF16. I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna play this at home, alright? I don't care if I'm going on my 7-hour train ride to see my friends. Like, I'll simply just play something that actually runs properly. The game can barely hold 30 FPS. It's also like 120 gigs, so you really want to blow like 10% of the average Steam Deck's storage space on something that barely runs. I don't know, man. It's like, you want to play something like that, then either get a gaming PC or stream it from your PC.
想定外の戦闘ですね。リスケしないと。
God of War actually is like probably one of the best big AAA games that actually runs really well on Steam Deck. That game deserves to be verified. It's just too damn big. It's like 130 gigs. Like, I'd rather just play indie roguelikes. Space on Steam Deck is precious. I want to blow 10% of it on a roguelike mode. But yeah, that game deserves to be verified. It just doesn't want to give me this one. Ah, here we go. Right.
想定外の戦闘ですね。リスケしないと。
切に任せ
ゲット完了。
対抗は
急いでいるのでまとめてかかってきてください。ここ
Wuthering Waves I stopped playing
終わりですね。時間は無
ran
駄
like
にしなくて
complete
済み
garbage
そ
on
う
my
です。
computer. Shader compilation stutter all the time, and like not even using the computer's power properly. That's why I stopped playing that one. I really wanted to give that game a chance because I already play PGR, but man, it was so bad. Talking about how it doesn't use CPU cores properly. You're like, cool, well, until you fix that, I just don't really care about your game. I hate to say it, but it's gonna run like that, and I have like no interest.
除菌
It should be the bare minimum.
これほど良い言葉はござい
I
ま
was
せん。
already kind of like not really feeling it because of the open world, but then it runs like garbage too. It's just like even less reason to care. I'm glad people like that game, but I just don't have the RNG computer parts to make that game work. Yeah, I've got plenty of other stuff to play. That's how the game's gonna run. I'm out. I guess I'll show the cash shop for this. Basically, if you spend money on this game, you get way more value than any MiHoYo game. This is, I don't remember the cash exchange for these. 40 pulls is 6,000 stars. How much is that again? I haven't played this in so long. 50 bucks. 50 bucks with a top-up bonus. This is probably the most that most people spend. You get like 6,000. So what's the best you could get for that? Spend like high-end indie game. high-end indie game price on this game would get you you bought this, this would be 40 loot boxes. So there's also a soft pity in this game, so 45 bucks is not bad. You can also get 15 from here, or 10 from here, so... Oh, I haven't played this game in a long time, man. I last played it like 6 months ago. I stopped playing because I just don't like playing on emulator. But they just dropped a PC port, so I'm seeing if I want to add this to the lineup. So I'm like not really playing any service games right now. I kind of stopped. Best track right here. Victory track in this game is so good. See how much stamina did I leave this game with? Actually don't have that much. Hey, I'm not... Why would I want to spend money on this, man? This shit is creepy. I feel bad having this on the screen. Come on, like, make an actual character, man. None of these, like, little lollies and shit. It's disturbing. I can't stand that shit. Stop doing that. They're capable of making good characters, but I guess all the creepazoids like this shit. Can't stand it. Look at that, man. Creepy. No thanks. Yeah, I hate how normalized it is, too. It's disgusting. I don't care if that character's meta. Sorry excuse for a character.
これ以上は近づかせないよ。絶対食い止めてみせる。
I think the worst thing about them is that they don't look age appropriate to be Zhou and Sunsei's wives. They look like they're sisters. That's what's always really bothered me about it. Like, at least age them up so they're like in their 20s,
ここは
like
私に
20 or
任せて
21. Especially Sunsei, he's got like a goatee. He's not a twink at all, but he's married to a twink. Really, I can't stand that stuff. I'd rather those characters just not come back until they can give them like an actual appropriate design.
償わせてやる
Weird, man.
100倍でこの覚悟して
私にルーンよ凍てつく刃で貫いて
それ
They're always really obnoxious characters too. I've never been able to stand the screaming and stuff they do in battle.
俺様をここまでたぎらせるとはな。
この痛みを避ける雷に
Oh, they do it a lot in these gachas. They do that a lot. And I just don't get those characters 'cause I don't like
はい
them.
食い止めてみせる
ここで休憩しますか
This game's got the same same music composers as PGR, which is why the music is very
これ以上は近づかせ
good.
ないよ
Underrated gacha soundtrack.
それ
Sore.
やるよ絶対食い止めてみせるそれそれこの痛みを償わせてやる100倍ではいそれそれ覚悟して
ルーンよ凍てつく刃で貫いて
俺様をここまでたぎらせるとはな。
それ
付き合ってやるよ。
あの世で罪を償って絶対食い止めてみせるこれ以上は近づかせないよ
Yeah, I hopped off Diablo because couldn't find a party.
眠りなさい敵です気をつけて
We're doing that major patch in like 12 hours, so play that game more tomorrow.
100倍で
See if I wanna play this daily again.
この
Leaning towards yes. End my break on PGR and play this again. This game deserves the attention. It's just all the content creators bailed on it. All of them bailed. I've seen like barely any traction for this finally having a PC port. It was like the main thing I couldn't stand about the game. Combat's good, the monetization is fair.
絶対食い止めてみせる
Way better than Mihoyo.
ああそうだ
You get your money's worth if you decide to donate to this game instead of getting nothing.
償わせてやる100倍で
New stuff for what? They're nerfing that Vampire Survivors build. They're nerfing the Vampire Survivors build. That's the short answer.
絶対
I don't know how and to what extent, but a lot of the build crafter content creators have said that It's gonna be like 1/10 the effectiveness.
これ以上は
Which is why I made the rogue. I'm like, man, that game is so grindy. Especially if you're playing alone and you don't have like
近づかないで
a regular squad to roll up with, meaning like friends, be it online or IRL, or you have like a community. You have a community to play it with, so that you like basically never have a shortage of people to play with.
頼むよ
Like I just wasn't gonna,
冷たいのもこう
I wasn't gonna devote time into a build like that. I know that they're gonna nerf it. I was right. It's completely justified too.
いたつく刃で貫いて
It was the fastest way to farm everything. It made everybody else irrelevant. It also lagged the game considerably. Performance was worse because of it.
覚悟して
I know better than to put time into something like that, even if it's something like Diablo 4, which has nothing pay to win in it at all. All the microtransactions are just cosmetics, but I still knew that like it's gonna waste time.
食い止めてみせる
It's gonna waste time investing
ア
something
ドニ
into
ーちゃ
that.
ん迷いは
I knew
禁物だよ
So we'll see how the nerf is like tomorrow, and I might play the Spirit more. And I'm pretty much done with the season already, though. I already did everything. Yeah, they were using what they were doing was they were using the scroll wheel on the mouse, and that made it way faster than a controller player. So that was the other thing too. I don't really play anything on keyboard and mouse, so I was at a major disadvantage. I had every reason to not invest in that build.
こういう使い方もあるんだ。
So they
頼むよライダー
冷たいのもこう一緒に
はあ
やるじゃねえか。だがまだ終わりじゃねえぞ。気をつけな。刺さると痛いぜ。
はい食い止めてみせる
避けられると思ったんだ。
いたつく刃で貫いて
They did the same thing when that game launched.
頼むよ
There was that dungeon called
こう一緒に
some Caves of Eridu or something, and like
決めるよ
for some reason, like with how they launched that game, that dungeon had like Muso level of enemies. And like one of the biggest complaints about Diablo 4 was that at the beginning of the game, like there wasn't really that Muso kind of density that you expect, even dating back to Diablo 2. But like for some reason that map had an insane amount of enemies. And everybody was running it because it was the most efficient way to level and get gear. But like, you could tell that they were justified in nerfing it because every time you walked
ここ
by
は
that
私
area,
に任せて
the whole game would lag because nobody else was running any of the other dungeons. And people were like, why'd they nerf it? I'm like, dude, I was getting tired of it myself. Like yes, it was fun, but just like going by that area, the game would slow to a crawl because the server couldn't handle like the entire player base being in that same area.
頼む
Like
よ
you
ライダー
can use it while you can, but like
はあ
don't depend on it being there. 'Cause, like it actually does impact.
食い止めてみせる
It does impact the game a lot, especially controller players. And the game is pretty popular. The game is pretty popular on PS5. I mean, what else is a PS5 owner gonna play?
アドニーちゃん迷いは
You don't have a lot of
禁物
other
だよ
games to play, and like that build actively puts them at a disadvantage,
ここは
myself
私に
included.
任せて
I don't play on PS5, but I'm on PC on controller.
今が最高のコンディションだよもう攻撃になっちゃった
決めるよ
それそれそれ
この
よく頑張ったね私も手伝うよ
頼むよライダー
冷たいのもご一緒に。
はあ
それ行くよ。いった。
覚悟して
深海の表情が万物を受けつかせます。
これ以上は近づかせないよ。あの世で罪を償って
もうそれ気をつけて。
絶対食い止めてみせる。
それこのコンディションだよ。はっそれそれはっはいはい
キャー
はいそれはっ
決めるよ。ここは私に任せて。はい近づかないで。
私はそれそれそれ今
キャー
が最高のコンディションだよ。それ
絶対食い止めてみせる。
それ
頼むよライガー。
冷たいのもご一緒に。
はあこれ以上は近づかせないよ。罪の重さを思い知れ。あの世で罪を償って
それもう氷漬けになっちゃった。
絶対食い止めてみせる。これ以上は近づかせないよ。近づかないで。
私は
罪の重さを思い知れ。
今が最高のコンディションだよ。はいそれはいこれでどうだ。
頼むよライガー。
冷たいのもご一緒に。
はあ
This is a roguelike mode.
覚
It's
悟
like a
して
roguelike Bloody Palace. It's also one of the things I really like about this game is this character is not meta. This martial arts chick, she's far from meta, but what they do is they really only let you play as the off-meta power crept characters. So,
近づかないで。
and they give them like exclusive buffs that you can only get in here. Which I think is really cool because like a lot of gacha games have really cool movesets, but you know they get irrelevant over time. You can't use them for like in-game content anymore. So I really like that. I always liked this character.
これ以上は近づかせないよ。
She's power crept, so
あの世で罪を償って
you're not gonna get far using this character in in-game content. Also, it takes a really long time to get grind bits in this game, so you really want to only invest in
決めるよ。
whatever the meta is. Yeah, my main problem with this game is just the no PC port.
頼むよ
Now that that's
ライガ
fixed,
ー。
I'll probably start playing this again.
はあ
Play this in PGR. Wuthering Waves didn't last. That game just doesn't like my computer. So I gave up on that one. I only spent like $30 on it when it launched. So I have no,
絶対食い止めてみせる。
ちょっと
no financial attachment or obligation to it. Sometimes people spend a lot on these games and then they just like stop playing them. Like I bought like 2 packages on that game and it's just started running worse and worse. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I love Kuro games, but they can't optimize their game. I'm not going to stick around. I have no shortage of other stuff to play. This Diablo, EGR,
頼むよ
plenty of single-player games I'm still working on.
いや絶対
Especially when I spent so much on this computer to get it upgraded. Really don't have any tolerance for stuff running like garbage at this point. I still owe like $700 on this computer. So anything running like garbage, man, I'm just like not gonna stick around. Spent more time trying to get that game to work on my esports computer than actually playing it. The game looks really time consuming anyway, so probably for the better. Usually playing a pretty lengthy single player game like every month.
ライガー
冷たいのもと一緒に
は
This month it's East 10.
あきゃ これ以上は近づかせないよ 絶対食い止めてみせる
ここで
ここは私に任せて1無駄なあがきよ状況を理解していないようですねこの
今が最高のコンディションだよ
オモピースの秩序怪我させはしない説得は無意味頼むよライガー
冷たいのもと一緒に
はあ
それこれで
あの世で罪を償って状況を理解していないようですね絶対食い止めてみせる
よく頑張ったね
深海の表彰が万物を受け付かせます
その罪の国民今が最高のコンディションだよ一で眠りなさい
何かご用ですかお姉さんがいれば大丈
Well, she
夫
doesn't have what they call it in this game,
はいはーい
like upgrade, the module. She doesn't have that.
呼んだ
It's like one of my favorite characters to play, but she's power crept hardcore.
そう
But this Bayonetta chick is pretty fun to play too.
姉さんのために私の力が必要で。
なんだ。
頂点頂点によい。
People use macros, yeah. Yeah, if you did that Zoomies build with the Spiritborn, the scroll they were mapping it to their scroll wheel. So like, you would have to be mashing at like world record speed on a controller. So that leaves out all the console players, and from what I understand, I think like the game has always been Diablo 4 has always been pretty popular on consoles because it's a PS5 game. I mean, what else are they really going to play? They have nothing else to play. There's no games on it. It's like one of the few decent games to play. Like all of them, and then the small minority of people like me that, you know, I have a gaming PC, but I don't do any keyboard and mouse stuff. I play everything on a controller or fight stick. We're all at a major disadvantage. It was also lagging the game and sucking the fun out of the game for anybody who wasn't doing it. And people somehow thought that it wasn't going to get nerfed. I'm like, they have every reason to nerf it. We like to dunk on Blizzard a lot, and it's totally justified almost all of the time, but this is one case where actually is alright. It's acceptable for them to do a frame 1 nerf like that. I wish people would be smarter and realize that like stuff like that's not worth investing time into. It's not like a gacha game where they like can't nerf stuff because people spend so much money on it. That's why like gacha games don't really get nerfs unless there's like some kind of bug that people are actively abusing. They won't nerf stuff. The way that works in gacha games, like what I was just playing, is they just power creep the character. Like, this character is the same element or faction or same playstyle, but like, you know, way better. They just do like way more damage or something, because like gacha games don't really nerf. The nerfs are like indirect, because they know that it'll piss people off. But like, Diablo is not pay to win, so they don't really have anything holding them back from doing that. What's the Merciless mod? See, I never really got into the rune words. I only played Diablo 2 a little bit. That game came out when I was in high school, and the thing I remember about it most was just playing with my mom, because my mom's a gamer. That's about as far as I took it. I never really got super into it. I wasn't mega metagaming it and stuff like a lot of this other stuff I play. I played it casually. I don't even really know what rune words are. They have rune words in 4 now. Yeah, I wasn't mega hardcore.
Looking for some weapons? Real quality stuff, huh? Real quality stuff, huh? May it serve you well. May it serve you well. May it serve you well. See you later.
Yeah, I remember playing the assassin because of the martial arts, but like, wasn't the martial arts never viable? It was the traps was what was viable? That's what I seem to remember. But like I said, I was on the internet at that time, but I never really got hardcore into Diablo 2. It was mostly just family bonding with my mom. We would play it after school, but neither of us were mega hardcore into it. My mom's more into... her metagame stuff is tap target MMOs. Yeah, we weren't like meta players or anything.
Yeah.
Good, huh?
What are you after today? Looking for anything else? Looking for anything else?
Aw, yeah!
Aye. And that takes care of that.
So, what's...
Drop anchor! We're going ashore! Full speed ahead!
No, East doesn't really have a lot in common with Tales. It's kind of doing its own thing. It's actually worse in a lot of ways.
Hang on to your hats!
East combat's just been kind of the same thing for like 15 years, so it's nice that they're doing something different. A lot of people are very divisive on the combat in this game. I feel like they'll iterate on it for sure. I think not having the party is actually a good thing, because the party members just felt like bench warmers. They try to make you care about them, but they're only in like one game, and a lot of them just felt like functions, like the famous Marvel quote.
How do you like that? Fire!
This stuff I can't stand. It's Temu.com, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Great value Assassin's Creed 4. Like, I don't know why they needed to add this. Hopefully there's not much of it. I don't care for it. Assassin's Creed Black Flag ship mechanics made in Taiwan.
How do you like that?
Not a fan.
Turn on the blossom!
PC port is perfect though. I hate this shit, man. Let me fight on land.
Take the shot!
Get out of here, bozo.
Why you? Why you?
Let's hit!
See how you fancy this? Quarters away!
The real fight starts here!
I'll kick him to the curb and back!
Gotcha!
Switch!
What a wheel this can do! Gotcha!
Switch! Here I go!
Switch!
Raising us up on this Kaja?
Switch!
Well, Fuma, these games are well known for being very broken. Like pretty much every East game since 8, people have found ways to like basically skip to the end of the game. So with this one, they're like, we gotta put a stop to that shit. So they put the ship there and all the invisible walls, make it a lot harder to do that. These games are very easy to break. The last game, East 9, you can like skip straight to the end pretty much. You like do a glitch, you like glitch out of bounds to skip stuff, and then power level, and then just go straight to the end.
Hey,
They wanna put a stop to that shit. So
that area. Have you noticed that?
I also think the ship is here to facilitate. I think the ship is here to facilitate having this be Switch lead platform. Because the lead platform for this was the Switch. I think it's also where it sold the most copies in Japan.
Look,
so
that cloud has a funny shape.
that makes sense. But by having this lame-ass ship, they're absolved from having to make a big open world, which is what everybody jacks off to these days, even though it's the worst part of video games. I think there's fast travel in this later, so you can probably not have to mess with this ship that much, but that's definitely the worst part. The movement and combat in this game is so fun, and the ship actively takes you away from it.
Might be handy.
This is a nice find.
Drop anchor! We're going ashore!
Let's catch our breath. Gotcha! Switch! Nice try! This! Nice try! Shatter! To this! Gotcha! Switch! Nice try! How's that? How's this? How's that? How's that? Time they got what's coming to them! To me! How's that? How's that? How's that? How's this? Gotcha! This! Switch! How's that?
The last major combat overhaul they did for this was E7. It's like a 2009 game, so I like that they changed it.
How's this?
How's that? How's that?
His defenses are airtight, and his attacks hit like a battering ram.
Is that the extent of your might? I shall bear this in mind.
Blood is boiling! I can't go down like this! I'm not too late! Hope I'm not too late! Eat this!
Humans are such fragile things.
Should be a good spot. Okay, let's give it a shot. Hup. Gotta bite. Ready and... That's it, huh?
Just let me play as him. Forget her, man. He's right here. There's always some bullshit excuse why you can't play as him. Last time you could play as him was 7. Just let me play as him, man. And they always give you, like, the big, slow, brute character anyway. But he's right there, and there's always some stupid reason why you can't play as him. And, like, with this game getting rid of the party system, and only having 2 characters, this would be the perfect time to do it. And they don't. He just fucking stands there, man. It's frustrating. It's like the only character you care about because he's the only one that's in every game. I legit don't understand why they hate Dogi so much.
Here I go.
Yo, we got some combos. Got some. This game's got style play.
I knew what this place was like before it became a ship graveyard.
This game's got some style play. Get out of here, Souls likes.
Don't get too comfortable, Adol.
Gotcha! Yeah! Gotcha!
Not a chance!
Switch! Gotcha! That was close!
How's that? Here I go! Switch!
Switch!
Eat this!
Look! There's a treasure chest! There!
Switch!
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 Gotcha!
This is a demo. I have this game on Switch. I got a couple bosses past this.
Let's make tracks!
Yeah, like I could play this right now, just be in Japanese. I have a legal copy of it. I just wanted to wait for the PC version, and it was definitely worth the wait. PC port is very good. None of this running like a retired stripper.
How's that?
Got the esports frame rate right now, 180 FPS. That's worth waiting for. Language barrier is not really that big of a deal in these games. They're pretty import friendly. The way that these games work is that there's no PC port until there's no PC port until it gets localized. So if you have a console to play it on and you can read Japanese, then you kind of just have to wait.
No chance!
But if you can't read it,
Think again! No chance!
you're not going to get a PC port. They don't do worldwide releases for these games. It's always Japan first, and then like usually
Too easy!
China and Korea, and then we get it. Obviously they have like way more languages they have to translate into when they bring it over here, so that's part of the reason why, but
Gotcha!
yeah, if you like these games, you kind of just gotta accept that you're gonna have to wait.
Looks
Wait,
valuable!
Put up with the Japanese moon runes. And I got a lot farther than that in this
Think
demo.
again! How's that? Gotcha! I did it! Gotcha!
How's that, you?
Coming through!
This is one nifty antique. I'm into it. Bet it'll come in handy.
Don't talk to me. What, you're not done? You finished here? You finished here? You finished here?
Here I go!
Something's there. Gotcha! Switch! Let's make tracks!
Can't catch me!
Crumble! Gotcha!
Switch! Yeah! 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 Yeah!
Switch! There!
Switch! Eat this!
How's that?
Yeah! Get him! Here I go!
Switch!
Switch! Okay, let's ride! Yeah! Get it over without falling. Huh? Who said I was afraid? Nice work, Paddle! Switch! Here I go!
Yo, these tag combos.
A chest! Can't wait to see what's inside!
Forgot to hit the Skame Head style.
How's that? You're mine! There! Gotcha!
Switch!
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 Switch! Gotcha! Let's make tracks! And we're off! What's this?
This feels great, Shield Brother! Yeah! Here I go! Switch! Switch! Yeah! Switch! I gotcha! Switch!
Switch! Caught the win! Gotcha!
Here I go! Down some!
Switch! Gotcha!
Switch! Yeah!
Switch! Gotcha!
Switch! Yeah!
Switch! There! There!
Switch! Okay, let's ride! Oh, lucky me! Want to take a break here? All right! Yeah!
Something's there. How's that? How's that? Switch! There!
What is all this? Which one are we even supposed to take?
Game playable on Steam Deck? You need to watch the videos I put up, dude.
Here goes! I bet we can catch something
I
here.
put up a video for the demo, like frame 1.
Gotcha!
It's the wonderful YouTube algorithm not showing you my videos.
How's that?
I don't even post every day anymore. I really only post when I have something to post. So, hey, you can go watch the video. That's fine. Lock 60.
Let's make
Just gotta
tracks!
turn the shadows to like medium. Lock 60. So,
There!
there's a demo. I'm playing a demo right now. This isn't the full game.
Gotcha!
Try for yourself or watch the video I put up that answers your question. Because I'm a fellow Steam Deck fiend because of
So
a part-time
fast.
job. You guys get your videos and guides a lot faster when games run well on deck. I can confirm it runs perfectly pretty much. So if that's going to be your main platform for this, yeah. The demo's free. It's only up for the next few days. So try the game, see if you like it.
You're mine! Gotcha!
Here I go.
Switch!
Nice work, Adol.
This is East 10, not 11.
A chest! Can't wait to see what's
11's
inside.
not going to be for a few more years because they're going to do a Trails game next. They alternate. They do Trails and East, but they put out a game like every year. Next one's probably going to be Trails. So East 11's not going to be a thing for a while. Yeah, this game is solid. I think it's the gameplay change the series really needed. The old combat was getting very stale. It wasn't really evolving much. This is something new. It's definitely got its faults for sure, like
Here goes!
the same small moveset that you can equip at once, but same small moveset that you can equip at once, but then like only having 2 characters kind of sucks. But we'll iterate on that more later, I'm sure. Yeah, the combat in this game is solid. Desperately needed to change. It was getting really old. They used the same combat since E7, which was a PSP
So
game.
fast!
I said they're willing to change it.
Looks valuable. A rare find. Alley-oop! Let's make tracks!
We're pretty far in now. Some progress toward getting off this island would be nice.
What's this?
It's not stuck on Switch. It's
I knew you could do it,
PS4 and
Project.
PS5 version.
Okay, let's ride.
But the PS5 one was the only one that ran at 60 FPS, so might as well be stuck on PS5.
Okay, let's ride.
They upgraded to a new engine for this game, so it's more demanding.
Get him!
Switch!
Piece 8 was pretty solid on PS4.
Switch!
Stayed 60 most of the time. I guess with the new engine they couldn't get it to run like that anymore. Everybody just keeps bitching about the graphics.
Switch!
Getting really tired of it, honestly. I'm like, dude, these guys... The company has like less than 100 people working for them. And they put out quality games on a regular basis. Much faster than the AAA games where you can see people's
Can't wait to see what's
armpit
inside.
hair and shit. I don't care about that, man.
Looks
I don't
valuable.
care about that shit, man. I just want a good game to play. I don't need to see every hair follicle or the fibers on their armpits or whatever. I don't need to see that. Just want a decent game to play that it's not going to be released until... won't take until I'm like 60 years old to come out. People have gotten just as frivolous with graphics and stuff as they are with like dating sites. It's really strange. It's like, you know, that's why it takes like 6 years for games to come out now, right? If it looks like this and doesn't take a decade to drop, man, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Completely fine.
Alright, let's move!
It's also like graphics haven't even really improved that much from PS3. Have you ever seen Basara 4 Sumeragi upscaled? The game still looks fine. The game looks fine upscaled, and then you can even uncap the frame rate. Like, it passes for a modern game, even though it came out like 11 years ago.
Great. Yeah. Better mark this area on the map.
Once we got to like the PS3, the HD generation, like, graphical improvements, like, greatly slowed down. But then, like, they keep trying to make them better, and it's like...
East 10, Nordics!
such minimal improvements. That was a really good demo. I've gotten past this part on the Japanese version. There we go. And you fight the big centipede after this. Alright, well, I'll definitely play that when it comes out. I don't know if I'll get a review key. I hope I get the hookup, but I'll have some money when it comes out. So we'll play that. We'll play that frame 1. Yeah, like graphics, the last major jump was going HD, but then when we went HD, the frame rate got like way worse. And the PS4 was like supposed to be better for that, but it ended up not being. Case in point, the difference between Warriors Orochi 4 on base PS4 and then like a mid-range laptop. I'm not talking about 2024 laptop, like a 2018 one when it came out. It's like double the frame rate. PS4 was major catfish. Usually, like, you have like one console generation of like really primitive graphics. Like, you know, we had like the Atari, and then we had the NES, which was like a really big jump, and then the STES was like a huge jump, so was the Genesis. But like, we didn't have that. You know, we went to PS1 and N64, which was like primitive 3D graphics, and then PS2 was like such a big jump in terms of frame rate and graphics, and then PS3 was like, and 360 and stuff was like, it was a big jump, but like locked at 720p, and then like most games didn't hit 60, or they didn't even try. They were like locked at 30. But then like when the PS4 and Xbone came out, it's like it went up to like 1080p, but then the frame rate was still buns. And then now we have the PS5, and the graphics really aren't much better. And now Monster Hunter Wilds and GTA 6, which are like two of the biggest games coming out for like AAA stuff, they don't even run at 60. So it's like, is it worth upgrading the graphics that much if you can't even get it to run right? I mean, I'd argue GTA 6 is not a sweaty action game or like a hero shooter or something, or shmup, like where high frame rate is needed, but those are like the biggest games, the console sellers, and they run like trash. I wish we'd just go back to like, hey, it doesn't look that great, it's not photorealistic, but it runs at a playable, acceptable frame rate. So I'm really glad. I hope they don't Falcom doesn't take the bitching about frame rates too seriously. I'm like, just keep the graphics the way they are, so that you can actually have a respectable output, and it doesn't take like 5 years to make a game. That's what's killing the industry, in my opinion. I played Spirit X Strike. Yeah, I need to play that game again. It's like the people that bitch about the graphics aren't gonna buy the game anyway. That's the thing. Because all they want is AAA masterpieces, which have gameplay the death of a puddle. And they're always buggy and broken and half done. Give me something like East 10, man. I was having fun playing that. I'm tempted to just play the Switch version like right now, but I'm gonna wait. Give me that over another AAA masterpiece. Alright, well, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm going to go ahead and crash. We'll check out the Diablo 4 Spiritborn neuter patch. They're going to spay and neuter the Spiritborn. We'll see what the impact of it is. Because I do like that class, but I was kind of not really wanting to play it much because I knew that they were going to do some bug fixes. So we'll check that out. Just cleared the East 10 demo. I finished Ember Knights today, so yeah, pretty good gaming day. See if I can find another game to play that won't take a week to finish. Might go back and finish East 9. I'm not sure what else I've got to play that won't take more than a week to finish. I don't really have a lot of long games right now, so might do some backlog killing next couple days until East 10 drops. I haven't heard back about getting a review key, so if I get one, streams might be a little bit random, but I should be streaming every day until it comes out. Catching up on Aethergazer and PGR as well will probably be on the menu. Well, the premium subscription is a ripoff. Costs way too much money for Forced Online, and they stopped having interesting games in there. They mostly just give stuff away that you can actually own for like $10. I don't want to pay like $100 a month for that. That's crazy. That's like the biggest advantage to getting off console, is not having to pay for online. I've always thought it's a major scam. Especially because they like don't even really use servers. It's all peer-to-peer. So for competitive games, it's pretty buns. And like they keep jacking up the price, and like the value doesn't meet the price. The value is pretty bad, and like it's like, it was like $100 a year for PS Plus now or something. The price is insane. I would never pay that much. I could barely stomach it when it was like $40. I already had a hard time justifying paying for that, and now it's like double the price for a bunch of games that are like decent, but you can get them on sale for like $10, and it doesn't require paying monthly. Most people don't even play the games anyway. They just download them and then don't play them. So it's just a straight waste of money. And then it all goes away when you don't sub. That's the other thing too. It's like, yeah, they give a lot of games away, but like most people don't play them or they already have them because they're games that are already like bargain bin. Even the stuff that's really good, like I think they gave away like Gungrave Gore recently. Like that game is solid. It's a good game, but dude, it's on sale for like $4 right now. I would rather just buy the damn thing. And yeah, it's still a digital license. You don't actually own it, but I'll take that over it being tied to a subscription where it feels like you're forced to, you know, be on there a lot to justify paying for it. It's a scam, honestly. Yeah, Netflix just jacked up the price. You have to pay more to not get ads. I'm like, dude, I'm already paying monthly. You're already paying monthly for it. It should not have any ads. Should not be a single ad in that thing. I'm already paying you a premium. And they want like $6 more a month to get rid of ads. I'm like, that's just going to make people pirate. Because it's not hard to pirate Netflix content. Open your web browser, get OBS, make a screen region, and push the record button. And then upload it to a torrent. Like, a cat could do it. But, like, they seem to think that just constantly raising the prices and trying to gaslight people or catfish people with, oh, well, if you pay more, you won't get ads. You only have small interruptions. I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm already paying monthly for it. Then there should be no ads, period. That's the whole point of paying for it. It's supposed to be the benefit from, like, public television. Because public television is, like, 90% ads. I went to Mountain Mike's, like, last month for their buffet event that they have on weekdays. And I saw the Olympics on the TV. And it was, like, no joke, it was, like, 90% ads. They'd show somebody, like, get in the pool or, like, throw the ball or whatever they're doing. And then they would cut to, like, 3 minutes of ads. It's, like, unwatchable. It's, like, not even the Olympics. It's, like, the advertising Olympics. They get in the pool. They swim, like, 2 feet. Oh, here's another short break. They get halfway through the swimming event. Oh, we gotta go on another break. Sorry. By the time they get to the end of that pool, it's been, like, 10 minutes of ads. It's unwatchable. I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, TV is pushing people towards streaming, but then streaming is pushing people away from, like, legally watching stuff because there's, like, 800 streaming services, and they're all raising their price to make you pay extra to not be interrupted by ads, which just drives people to piracy. That's why, like, video games are, like, actually one of the cheapest hobbies you can have right now. If you're a normie that only watches TV and movies, it's way more expensive than games. It's actually insane how much more expensive it is. You can get, like, a Steam Deck for, like, $400 and play, like, most games are playable at, like, 30 FPS. And if you're not a content creator like me, you don't have to have the game frame one. You can wait until it's, like, $20 and get way more entertainment. And then you can get stuff that's even older for, like, $10 or less. And, like, with a Netflix subscription, you're paying so much. And they want more money to not have ads. And then, if you're really heavy into watching stuff, you probably subscribe to, like, at least 3 different streaming services. That's like $60 a month. It used to be that, like, just watching movies and stuff and streaming things was cheaper than video games, and video games was, like, the frivolous, luxurious hobby, but, like, man, the tables have really turned past couple years. If you only watch, like, TV shows and movies, it's way more expensive than video games. Especially with, like, devices that aren't big gaming PCs like what I have. Like, You know, like the Switch and the Steam Deck and stuff, they're like under $400. And you have like such a big library of games, and like if you wait or you're thrifty and you know where to look for a deal, you can get them for like dirt cheap and get hours of entertainment and not owe any money. It's pretty nuts. Well, it's the same thing with Switch games. Switch games are so easy to pirate. There's all those articles about how people leak them. Like the game got leaked. I'm like, dude, you're making it like into such a bigger deal than it actually is. Like, look, I have a legal Switch collection. I dump all my games legally. I do not have any pirated games. You want to know how hard it is? I put the Switch into recovery mode. I delete the emunand. I make the emunand again. I dump the game, which takes like 3 button presses. I wait 10 to 20 minutes. Hook it up to the computer again, and then I have the game dumped already. The whole process takes like an hour. And people are like, "Oh, the game got leaked. Zelda got leaked." I'm like, dude, some disgruntled Walmart employee who doesn't get paid enough probably went in the back, dumped that shit, put it on a torrent, and then sealed it back up. You could do it on your lunch break, man. I'm proof. You can do it in your lunch break. It takes no effort at all. Leaking games used to, like, most of the ROMs that are on the internet took, like, actual software. You needed, like, a cartridge dumper or something. You needed to at least be able to rip the ISO. But, like, cartridges and stuff. Somebody needed to have, like, special equipment to do that. The Switch is a soft mod. It takes no effort at all. They're like, "Oh, the game got leaked." I'm like, no, some disgruntled employee put it on the internet because they get paid dirt. That's why. That's why it's on the internet. It's the only reason. If you still needed to do all that stuff, man, there'd be like so much less piracy. But then the Switch also runs games like garbage, so Nintendo doesn't seem to get that part. Like, it runs like shit. Why are they so shocked that people pirate? If I couldn't get a better experience legally dumping a game and putting it in an emulator within the course of an hour, piracy wouldn't be so rampant. Hopefully, the Switch 2 will actually run games not complete ass, but I'm still skeptical. Bringing back Rage of the Dragons. It's a really random game to bring back. I played it when I was a teenager. I played the Neo Geo ROM. I don't remember it very much. I was thinking of grabbing this, but they have like no gameplay for it. It looks decent, but it's also like $40. And they have like non-existent gameplay for it. This is the only gameplay they've got pretty much. Looks like something I might enjoy. It's probably better than Mutants in Manhattan, but I don't know, the price point's a little bit too much of a gamble. Especially with East 10 in like a week. I got the money saved up for it, but I want somebody more financially fortunate to be the guinea pig on this one. Because East 10, I'm definitely getting frame 1. Either from a review key or I'm paying for it. I got money saved up for it. Oh yeah, this looks pretty solid. They've made a decent action game before, this developer, but I don't know. The marketing is horrible. Also, look at the other stuff that they publish. Bunch of licensed shovelware. You can get JoJo Siwa Worldwide Party. I'm sure that's a masterpiece. We got LOL Surprise. BBS Born to Travel. some masterpiece video games here. And that's why I'm a little bit skeptical. We got Race with Ryan. There we go. Dude, this Ryan kid, I swear they like put this kid in the Lazarus pit like Ra's al Ghul to keep him like a kid so that they can keep his parents can keep making money off him. He must be like friends with Ra's al Ghul. Must like his parents must just have some kind of connection with Ra's al Ghul and put him in the Lazarus pit and keep him 12 forever. He's been 12 for like 10 years. He found the fountain of youth. He's got a Lazarus pit right under his house. Again, Batman is going to be his sworn enemy later on. He's been 12 for like 15 years. Look at all these masterpieces. This game looks decent, but the publisher has me a little bit skeptical. It's also $40. Like, I don't know, man. Somebody who's got that content creator esports money can take the risk on this. If I see some decent gameplay, we might play this on the channel, but I'm definitely not buying it frame 1. Way too close to East 10. Yeah, East 10 is, when is it? Yeah, in like a week. No, that's going to be the priority. Anyway, I'll see you guys, probably after I have lunch. I'll boot up. We'll check out the Diablo patch, and then, probably figure out what the next game's going to be.